Hi, your friend Moonchild here. I thought I would like to share a story that I recently read in this book, The Alchemist. So, this story is very interesting and it's actually in the prologue of the book. So, this story is about a boy called Narcissus. Yes, you must be familiar with the word Narcissus, and it derives from the word Narcissus that comes in this story. It's a Greek mythological story. It's a parable. That means there's a hidden meaning inside it, or something that we can learn. So, this Narcissus was extremely beautiful, and he actually knew that he was very beautiful. So, he lived in a forest, and everybody in this forest, gods, goddesses, nymphs, fairies, everyone was coming after Narcissus because he was so beautiful and these people were enamored by his beauty. So they pursued him relentlessly. And Narcissus was obviously very um, obsessed with himself. So what he would used to do is there was this lake in this forest. He would go to this lake and stare at himself for all day long, and he would just admire his reflection because he was obsessed with himself. And one day, unfortunately, Narcissus fell into this lake and he died. So he was so obsessed with himself to the point where it got him killed. And so everyone in this forest, they were weeping, they were so sad because Narcissus was so beautiful, and to lose a person like that, they were so sad. Only because of his beauty, which is a very superficial reason. And one day, the goddesses were going past this lake, and they noticed that this lake is very salty. The water in this lake was very salty, and they remembered that it was not the case before. It was fresh water that was in this lake. So they asked the lake, "Oh, are you weeping? Why are you weeping? You know, you had tears." So the lake was filled with tears. And the lake replied, "Oh, I weep for Narcissus." And then the goddesses replied, "Oh, that makes sense because Narcissus used to come here always and you must miss seeing him and all that." And the lake replied, "Yeah, I do miss Narcissus. I do weep for him, but it's not because I miss his beauty." Or, in the words from the book, "I weep for Narcissus, but I never noticed that Narcissus was beautiful. I weep because each time he knelt beside my banks, I could see in the depths of his eyes my own beauty reflected." And the goddesses were taken aback. Well, me as the reader was also taken back because the lake was not crying for Narcissus actually. It was crying because whenever Narcissus knelt down, the lake could see the lake's reflection through the Narcissus' eyes, and then the lake would admire itself. So, what can we take from this story? This is my take. I feel that Narcissus was actually in love with the lake. That's my take. And hear me out. I think the reason is that Narcissus could have gone to any other water body or any other person to see his beauty, but he came to this particular lake, and the Narcissus had this mind where he was obsessed with himself, and the lake was actually obsessed with itself too. So they are very similar minded, and that makes me think that they were both in love. That's just a very small take on the story. There are many things that we can learn. Obviously, we can talk about how being obsessed with yourself could get you killed and how it's self-destructing. But what came to my mind is that these two were similar minded. And if you see two people in love, most probably they're similar minded. So there are many stories like this that I've read and heard that I'd like to share with you. I think you'll be able to learn something from these stories. They're small stories, but with big messages, I think. And yeah, see you soon.